at the Royals. Jeff Suppan. Frank Thomas breaks his bat.
Are you kidding me?
That is the big hurt, but the ball is gone. You explain that.
You know what? That's just getting exciting.
Runs 4 Ks, top 8, 6-0 Chicago. One on for Frank Thomas, and Frank Thomas has just left the yard for the 350th time in his career. 61st player to hit 350. White Sox.
Had a 3-2 on, 2 out, Frank Thomas.
That ball is driven.
Third home run of the year for the Big Hurt. Just like that, White Sox up 6-3 with 7-5. Chicago in the 7th. Bags full, 2 out.
2 outs, 1 on. The Big Hurt.
He's been struggling at the plate lately, but when he can get those arms extended, if you get it away from him at all, he can.
Bottom of the 4th. Who's your pick to click? The Big Hurt. Puts 1 on the board. 5th of the year. Sox go up 5-0. They would win it.
Frank Thomas going to get a hold of one from Barry Zito, go the other way with it, and just like that, the Big Hurt into the bullpen is 6th of the year, and it's a 3-2 game.
Umpires ready for it, though. Top 1. Frank Thomas hurt so good. Off Ramon Ortiz. Thomas is 8th, and the White Sox are up 3-0. 4th inning. It's that Thomas guy again. 2nd of the game is 9th of the year. Ortiz tagged for 6 runs on 7 hits and 6.
And then crushes it. 2-run home run, 14th of the year, 3 RBIs in the game for Thomas. White Sox up with a man on, 495 feet away. Thomas went 16 straight games without a home run. He's now got homers in his last 2 games, 16 on the year, 5-1 Chicago. 5 bat
Runs of support from the offense. Yeah, sure, maybe that's it. Bottom 6, 6-2 Angels. Frank Thomas, the large hurt, the pick to click. Good height on that. Lands in the seats. Thomas is 8. Up 6-2 Wednesday before experiencing a Roman moment. This is bottom 2nd, Frank Thomas.
Detrius.
Off Aaron Seeley, 2-2 game just like that. Big Hurt's 19th, 2nd consecutive game. He's gone deep.
Bottom of the 9th. It is 6-3. Frank Thomas, yard work. With 2 men on, he ties the game up at 6.
Woo, great effort there.
And they load him up again. Heck of a job surrounding it.
Well, the interesting thing is you got Neffy Perez playing second base. Now, this is a bomb. Back to the play real quick. Neffy playing second is usually a shortstop. Communication wasn't there.
Great play, 2-1 White Sox. Suppan against Frank Thomas. 2nd homer in as many games for the Big Hurt. He's hitting .247, worst season of his career, but he's hitting .367 in September. Oh, and a kid.
All right, Carl, thank you very much. Early on, Frank Thomas making a statement for the White Sox. Thomas with a man on, blasts a 2-run shot, 27th of the year. 2-0.
Throwing it home. Next batter hurts so good. Frank Thomas is 28th, and it's 1-0 Chicago. But Casey Fossum.
17 hitters. White Sox up 3 in the 5th when Frank Thomas straddles up to the bar and orders a jack. First shot of the season. Detroit falls 7-zip. Tigers.
3 separate times prior to the 8th inning incident, fans were on the field in Chicago. 4-4 in the 8th, Frank Thomas. Hurt so good, his 2nd of the year, 5-4 White Sox. 3.
Sidney Ponson, home and the White Sox their 3rd straight loss, but Frank Thomas is a pick to click. Hello. 3rd home run of the season. Sox up 1-0 early. It's 2-0 Esteban Loaiza.
I was hoping their 3-game losing streak would come to an end. Frank Thomas of Rick Helling, his 8th homer of the season. All 8 of his home runs have been solo shots. 1-0 White Sox. Thomas 3 for 4, 2 RBI. Bottom 3rd, 1-0 White Sox. No.
1 run on 4 hits. Top 7, same score. Frank Thomas, I rule. Off of the recently recalled Wilson Alvarez. 3-0 Sox after Thomas's 12th of the year, 388th of his career.
2 Sox. Man on, man off. Frank Thomas conks that thing out. 11-game hit streak for him. He was 6 for 9 in the series, 13 dongs. White Sox win it by a count of 10-3.
Fort Lee was okay on the play. Oh, that, you know what? That's the way the Big Hurt used to hit him at Columbus High. Put that on the board. Number 6.
Very next pitch. Thomas gonna drive him home and drive himself home. Get out of town on Brad Radke. 18th for the Big Hurt. And we're only...
Bottom 3rd, 2 out, 1 runner on for Frank Thomas. No need to chase it. It's gone. Thomas is 19th of the year. Take another look at it. Torrey Hunter almost came up with another unbelievable catch. Wow. Thomas up again, and the Big Hurt is hurting him. It's time to bounce. His second home run of the game. Sox win at 8-6 in 12 innings. And everybody's happy on the south side tonight.
1 run, struck out 7. Then Frank Thomas. Booyah! In a 6-for-43 slump this. 21st home run of the year. 397 for his career. Bottom 3, Thomas, big hurt, still eating. Holla at a player. Second of the game, 22nd career multi-homer game. Chicago wins 10-1. Loaiza gets his 12th win, a career best.
Fifth, it is 6-0 Sox after a Carlos Lee home run. And big hurt, you're not going to fool me again. I know that's not going out. All right, it's going out. There it is. Number 400 career, 36th man to reach that plateau.
Business for Cologne, 7 Ks in 8 innings. Bottom 5, big tall brother 6'2" want to hit you. Frank Thomas, big hurt. 25th homer of the year, 401 for his career, 2 hits shy of 2,000 Sox.
On to a 3-run lead, and here comes the big hurt.
The pitch. Thomas hits one. Oh, man, is this sent to left center field? Goodbye. That's his 2000th hit, and it's a homer.
Tightness. Still, bottom second, Sox up 3-1. Frank Thomas, the big hurt, his 27th of the season, second homer in as many days. The Sox set a franchise record
At 10-4. Oh, Troy Purcell just on to close it out. Whoops, that's a mistake, and the big hurt crushed it. His 28th, and now it's a 10-6 game. Well, he cleared the bases, but now Percival got...
Washburn still have his composure here? Frank Thomas says no with his 29th homer. So Washburn is disgusted. Why? Because he was winning, he had the no-hitter, and now the game is tied thanks to the big hurt. Yuck. Bottom 9, game tied still. Wash batters later. It's Thomas again, and yes, Washburn is still in there to face the big hurt. Will he be hurt?
There it goes. Shot to left. Gone. Frank Thomas with a game-winning home run.
Colby Lewis facing Frank Thomas. Jerry Manuel wants big hurt to, hit for average. Frank's more of a power guy. Number 31 of the season, 407th of his career, tied with third, Frank Thomas. And as we all know, wise men say only fools give Frank something to hit. 4-0 Sox. Big hurts, 32nd. Top 9 remote.
At bat. That's why Rafael Palmeiro. That's why he's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. Speaking of which, Frank Thomas, bottom 3 off Ismael Valdez. A 3-run shot is 33rd, 3-0 Chicago. Then 1 inning later, hurt so good again. This one off Jay Powell. A 2-run shot is 34th. 2 home runs, his 25th career multi-home run.
Up 5, 4-0 Sox. The bases are loaded. You saw Clemens' mama. Here's Frank Thomas's granny. His 8th career grand slam off the foul pole. 5th guy to hit a granny off of Kling herself, throwing out the first pitch, I imagine. Frank Thomas is yummy. The big hurt. 11th home run in August. That's a career high. 36th. Sox.
It's 5-1. Top 3, Frank Thomas. Making a bid for AL MVP. 9th home run in his last 11 games. 37 on the season. 5.
For first in the Central, Mike Maroth trying to avoid his 19th defeat and avoid the Tigers' 100th loss. Frank Thomas, he's been lifting. 38 homers on the year, 414 in his career, 3-0 Chicago.
2 outs. Frank Thomas, I ain't gonna say that, but that ain't right.
He's killing the ball.
39th homer of the year. Before that, big hurt had been in an 0-for-11 slump.
Or not.
Sox take a 5-3 lead. They win it 7-3. Now listen and listen.
Twins and White Sox. Brad Radke, 3-0 in his last 4 starts, but this one didn't start so well for him. In the bottom of the first, Frank Thomas, 5 times now he's hit 40 home runs.
Go to the Central, Royals and White Sox. Bottom of the first, scoreless. Brian Anderson facing Frank Thomas, and it's all about the hurt this time. Thomas, the home alone shot, his 41st of the year. Sox up 1-0. So Esteban Loaiza.
5th one on for Frank Thomas. Thomas, it's gone. He's hitting .226 this year, though. Just his 2nd extra base hit of the season. 1st home run of the year. Brian Anderson, meanwhile, struggled for the 3rd.
Facing Doug Wechter, just called up from AAA before the game. Solo shot. Thomas's 3rd, his 2nd home run in 2 games, but Wechter still with a lead. Bottom 6.
Thomas. That's giving back to his community. Back-to-back home runs for the Sox, 3-0 Chicago on top.
Frank Thomas is coming up. He hasn't hit a home run on the road this season. He drove in a season-high 5 runs on Wednesday, a season-high 4 hits on Thursday, including the 2-0 pitch, 382 feet, 3-run shot. The big
Marking on an 11-game roadie starting on the south side. Top 2 scoring teams in the American League. Frank Thomas, big and inflicting hurt. 9th homer of the season. It is a 1-all game.
West Chicago at Seattle. Frank Thomas, .55 career batting average at Seattle's yard when play began Friday. Freddie Garcia, 1.85 ERA at home. Advantage Thomas in the top of the 4th, 2-run shot, 430 career. White.
The big hurt, Frank Thomas.
Way back. Barrel accept. You can put it on the board.
Not in time, and time for some big hurt. 1-run game, bottom 8. Frank Thomas, second of the game, 433 career, 31st most ever. Remembers his mama. That's a good big hurt. 10-8 Chicago.
Swinging at it as of late. Bottom first, Frank Thomas facing Travis Smith, and the big hurt cut him twice. On Saturday night, adds another here. The Sox are up 1 love, 16th of the season for Frank.
Keep that streak alive with the tribe in town. And there it is, in the bottom of the 3rd. The streak still alive and kicking. Frank Thomas, 18th of the year, 7-0 Chi Sox.
Of the year. But in the bottom half of the inning, this is Frank Thomas. And they haven't seen him hurt one like this since June 22nd of 2004 with all the injuries. His first home run since then, and it just hits the top of the wall.
Joe Mitre there, the pitcher, drives in a run for the Cubs 2-0. White Sox Rockies, Frank Thomas, that's deep, gone, can't catch it, all those things. Touch all 4 bases. White Sox win again, 5th.
They looked out for him. Bottom 6, 6-2 D-backs. Frank Thomas up. The big hurt, putting the hurt on Russ Ortiz. Solo shot. We're going to need the run counter. Bottom 7, 1 man on, 4-0 White Sox. Frank Thomas putting the hurt on Giovanni Carrara. 2-run shot. Thomas's 5th home run of the season. 5 of his.
Royals and Frank Thomas. You know, 6 of his first 9 hits have been homers. The White Sox are up 4-1. Also going deep in this one for Chicago, Paul Konerko and Jermaine Dye. Top 6, Royals down 8-6. John Buck.
The bottom one hurts so good. Sergio Mitre. Frank Thomas is 7th of the year. 1-0 White Sox is 400.
Top of the 13th, Frank Thomas. And Thomas books his own travel, put the White Sox ahead 4-3. He passes Luke Appling.
Teammate, just 4 wins in his last 21 starts. Zito against Frank Thomas in the 4th. That's a bomb pop. Smoked by the big hurt. 9 of Thomas' 14 hits this season have been home runs. Top 6, chomping away in disbelief. Next batter, Frank Thomas later. Deep to left, gone, 3-run poke. 10th homer of the year for him. It's another 8th inning disaster for the D-Rays. White Sox hang on to win it 6-4.
Frank Thomas hurts so good. His 11th and 2nd 3-run home run in as many games. White Sox win 7-2. They complete the 3-game sweep. Jose Contreras gets his first win since June 7th.
5 earned in 1/3 pitch. Bottom 8, Franklin Herman can't get Frank Thomas out. That's out. 12 of his 22 hits this season have been homers. 7-5 Sox. Hey, Peter Gammons, what's the latest scoop from the trade market?